What's happening, family? Quick message about faith, man. I've been thinking about this all week, man. Why God's so serious about faith, man. He don't play no games when it come about faith. Of course, you know, El Manuel, you know what I'm saying? The manual. They say in the word, you can't please the Lord without faith. Faith without works is dead. And we saw what happened with the Israelites and their lack of faith. You saw how Christ, he seemed like he was always um, his nerves was being irked whenever they showed a lack of faith. Ye of little faith. Why don't you have any faith? Faith is huge, man. And I'm gonna show you a few reasons why faith is it. Faith is important, and he don't play no games about faith. In scripture it says his works, his miraculous works has been like showed since the creation of time or something like that. I wish I knew my scriptures like that. Most people be like, man, you supposed to have that before you even start this thing. But he says, basically, we done seen what God can do in our lives, man. We done seen it. We talking about near-death experiences, or just the ways he showed up for us in our lives, right? And he does this repeatedly in our lives, even in our life of sin, which makes us thankful and grateful for where we are today when he show us what he has done in our lives and how he always been there. You know what I mean? And so whenever you show a lack of faith, it's like you forget all that he done been doing in your life. Like I done had people, I remember, it's just like what scripture say. I was fellowshipping with this lady one time, and this lady, she was like, man, I just wish God would just speak to me and just show himself to me. And it goes back to scripture where it was like, how people ask for miraculous signs, man. And I'm like, if you still standing today, I'm pretty sure you done seen it. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure you done seen him in action. Man, I wish I could see where that scripture at. But yeah, we done seen what he been doing in our life. So when you have a lack of faith, you know what I mean? It shows you really ain't paying attention to him. That's one. One, it shows you ain't really paying attention to him. And two, you got to think about it, right? Think about a lack of faith. There's only two spirits in this world, right? You have the Lord. You know how like they have the angel and the devil on the shoulder? You have the Lord talking to you, and you got the devil talking to you. One thing about the Bible, from beginning to end, you just hear reassurance of who he is, what he's been doing, and it feeds your spirit. Like, I read this all the time, right? Like, somebody asks me why I got the faith that I got. I say, man, I read this all the time. And so it's like you talking to somebody and all he keep doing is just reassuring you. Do not worry. Don't panic. I am with you. I will never forsake you. I am with you. So you hearing this every day. Every day. I've been hearing this every day for 7 years now. Maybe 8 years. When I first started picking up the Bible, I think back in 2013. So every day I just been hearing it. I ain't put this down in 8 years. And every day I just keep hearing it until it's just second nature to you. You know what I mean? And of course the devil gonna always show up to throw doubt. He gonna show up to be like, nah, he ain't got you. You know what I'm saying? But let's say you walking down the street, right? And it's you and God. And he constantly just reassuring you. It ain't going to be no thing. It's going to be part of life. That's why he say the person who have faith will live by it. Everything will come through faith because everything comes by faith. Everything. From the smallest thing, you incorporate God because you are walking with God. So when you show a lack of faith, that means you are paying more attention to the devil. You understand what I'm saying? You know how they say, even in the Bible, it say bad company corrupts good character or something like that. But y'all know how it is. Like when you walking with somebody and all they doing is talking negative. You're going to adopt that. You know what I'm saying? You're going to adopt that personality because you're around that person all the time. It's going to rub off on you. That's the same thing with God. You feel what I'm saying? That if a person don't have faith with anything, you know what I'm saying? If you're sick or if you're worried about anything, that's showing that you be spending too much time with the devil. Because only the devil gonna tell you whatever it is you are worried about, whatever it is you stressed about, whatever it is you panicked about. Only the devil gonna tell you that. God will never tell you that. God will always tell you I got it. So if a person don't lack faith, it shows where you spending most of your time. And that's why he real serious about lack of faith. Because if you have lack of faith, that shows you ain't even spending time with me. The reason why you don't have faith is because you don't spend time with me. You spend too much time with the enemy. Most people don't like to admit it because let's say you playing basketball. You know what I'm saying? Most people be like, "Oh, that's not spending time with the devil." Oh yeah? You know what I'm saying? Who else gonna pull you away from here? What else is more important than this? There's only one other person. And I had to come to grips with that. I'm talking about anything, man. You know what I'm saying? Anything you spending too much time doing for yourself that you could either be in your word or helping somebody else get closer to God. Let's face it, man. You don't go to the court to fellowship. You go to court to play ball. That's what he had to tell me. And even if I try to lie and say, okay, I'm coming out here to fellowship, he like, all right. So why you playing basketball on y'all break when y'all finish the game? Talk about God. See how many people will entertain that conversation. See how many people will talk with you. Nobody on the court. Nobody. I'm talking about real deal Bible. You know what I'm saying? Bring this on the court and be like, hey, man, when we finish, man, let's read. Ain't nobody playing ball with you. You got to be real with yourself. So, I mean, it's anything, man. So when you have a lack of faith, it shows where you spend your time, who you spending your time with. You know what I'm saying? People who got faith, they spend a lot of time with God, man. They spend a lot of time in his word, getting filled up with the Spirit. Because this is God's word. John said, in the beginning there was the word. And then the word became flesh. That was Christ walking the earth. And so Christ went back up to heaven, left us back here with the word. So when you hear, you spending time with him. You know what I'm saying? And you're hearing his voice all the time, and he's filling the spirit up. Some people don't read this like they're supposed to. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't read this like they're supposed to. So what ended up happening is, of course, the devil gonna come. It's back to that scripture that say, the devil leave you to go to arid places, seeing what he could find. Then when he can't find no place, he come here and see the place is not occupied. Cause let's say I ain't read for a month. I'm not gonna be filled up with the spirit. So the enemy go try to come get me, right? Then he gonna leave, try to go get somebody else. Then when he come back here, I ain't been reading in a month, so this temple is empty. You know what I'm saying? It's like a gas tank, man. You got to keep it full, because it drains throughout the day. That's why you got to be born. I mean, we got to crucify the flesh every day. It drains. You know what I'm saying? So when he come back, oh, it's empty. He go bring 7 other his friends to come and get you. You know what I'm saying? So that's why he's serious about that faith, man. If you ain't got faith, in one thing, man, how you gonna believe that he created us out of dirt? How you gonna believe that God is even real if you can't even believe that, you could walk on water like Peter? You feel what I'm saying? That's why he was like, man, why did you doubt? You know why he doubted? Because, again, many of us, we try to keep our eyes on Christ, but we get distracted real easy. And who gonna distract you? The devil. And the only way he could distract you if it's something that he you know what I'm saying, it's something you like. He can't distract you with nothing you don't like. And we get distracted. We get pulled away. I'll take our eyes off Christ, man. So that's why he's serious about that faith, man. It shows who you spending your time with. Because this Bible, all day long, I could just flip it to any page. 2 Samuel 7:11, God's promise to David. You see what I'm saying? Everywhere in the book is reminding you that I am with you. And the same, it said God's promise to David, the same promise he gave David, he gave you. You know what I'm saying? David defeats the Philistines. Boom. That's refreshing. That's showing God. I'm telling you, everywhere you turn, man. Everywhere you turn. You know what I mean? Like when Ezra, I think it was Ezra, right? What this book is, Nehemiah. He said, watch this. He said, someone to the cameras. He said, oh man. I don't want to keep y'all too long, but this is the book of Nehemiah. But Ezra, watch what Ezra said, right? I gotta say this before I go, man. Watch what Ezra said. Ezra said, was it Ezra? No. It wasn't Ezra. It wasn't Nehemiah. It was, I think it was Ezra. Sorry. Hold on. Hold on. Here we go. I don't want to keep you too long. Watch Ezra, man. That's why I love reading his Bible, man. Watch what he say. This when he was leaving. I think he was leaving Babylon to go back to Jerusalem. He said, "There by the Ahava Canal, I proclaimed a fast so that we might humble ourselves before our God and ask him for a safe journey for us and our children with all our possessions. I was ashamed to ask the king for soldiers and horsemen to protect us from enemies on the road, because we had told the king the gracious hand of our God is on everyone who looks to him, but his great anger is against all who forsake him." So we fasted and petitioned our God about this, and he answered our prayer. I'm like, come on, man. You feel what I'm saying? Like, if you don't, that's why, man, I be seeing these people who say they Christians. I'm like, yo, if you ain't moving around like that, y'all heard what he said? He said, I was ashamed to ask the king for soldiers and horsemen to protect us from the enemies on the road, because we had told the king, the gracious hand of our God is on everyone who looks to him, but his great anger is against all who forsake him. So we fasted and petitioned our God about this, and he answered our prayer. Like, that's what I'm talking about, faith, man. That's what I'm talking about. Like, look, I don't need security. Because I just told this man what God can do. Like, I done told, like, that's how I talk out here, man. I tell people, man, scared of who? Scared of what? Like, I know what God can do. First of all, I know what he do to those he are pleased with. Second of all, I know what he do to those who even think about coming against his children. You feel what I'm saying? Man, that's crazy. But watch this, though. Watch this. Because remember, Ezra was going to Jerusalem, and he had all the offerings and everything. And remember, they walking now. They on donkeys or whatever. It ain't no Wells Fargo carriage. It ain't no armored vehicle. You feel what I'm saying? I'm going to show y'all what he was carrying back to Jerusalem, right? He said, I said to them, you as well as these articles are consecrated to the Lord. The silver and gold are a freewill offering to the Lord, the God of your fathers. Guard them carefully until you weigh them out in the chambers of the house of the Lord in Jerusalem before the leading priests and the Levites and family heads of Israel. Then the priests and Levites received the silver and gold and sacred articles that had been weighed out to be taken to the house of our God in Jerusalem. On the 12th day of the first month, we set out from the Ahava Canal to go to Jerusalem. The hand of our God was on us, and he protected us from the enemies and bandits along the way. You feel what I'm saying? And say, on the 4th day in the house of our God, we weighed out the silver and gold and the sacred articles into the hands of Meremoth, son of Uriah, the priest. Okay. Everything was accounted for by number and weight, and the entire weight was recorded at that time. So, oh no, here it go right here. Then I set apart 12 of the leading priests together with Sherebiah, Hashabiah, and 10 of their brothers. And I weighed out to them the offering of silver and gold and the articles that the king, his advisors, his officials, and all Israel present there had donated for the house of God. He talking about Cyrus. Remember, Cyrus let them go. I think it was Cyrus, or it was whoever let Ezra go back home. Right? Now watch what he had now in his possession. He weighed it all out. He said, I weighed out to them 650 talents of silver. That's about 25 tons of silver, right? Silver article weighing 100 talents. That's about 3 3/4 tons, right? Talents of silver, article weighing 100 talents. 100 talents of gold. Again, that's about 3 3/4 tons of gold, son. 20 bowls of gold valued at 1,000 derricks. That's about 19 pounds of gold, bowls of gold, and 2 fine articles of polished bronze as precious as gold. These dudes was walking from I think it was Babylon, or wherever they was at, right? That's what they had on them. Come on, man. These dudes was walking. And he said, man, I ain't even asked him for soldiers. He said, I ain't even asked him. Man, y'all got to read this Bible, man. That's why I read this thing daily. I stay in this thing, man. No TV, no social media. I'm here, man. You want to find me, man? I be here. Because it's stuff like that. You be like, gee, these boys was powerful, man. He said, I was ashamed to ask the king for soldiers and horsemen. You saw all they had? That's faith. Come on, man. You can't lack faith. If you read this like you're supposed to be read, you can't lack faith, because these boys here, tons. They had tons of gold, tons of silver. You know what I'm saying? I be seeing these dudes out here with their little chain on. I be like, bruh, Ezra, these them boys that had it. You feel me? And what he said, he say, we weighed out. Everything was accounted for by number and weight, and the entire weight was recorded at the time. Come on now. I ain't want to keep y'all, but faith, man. But if you ain't got faith, God see you. That's because you ain't spending time with me. You too busy listening to the devil. You too busy being entertained by the devil. So when the tests come up, you ain't gonna never be ready. You're gonna be shook, because you need to be filled up with this to have the faith needed to make it in this world, man. Babylon, you know what I'm saying? Babylon easy to me, man. You know what I'm saying? Once you have faith, man, you gotta have faith. Spend time with the Lord, man. Spend time in here. Don't spend time watching me. Don't spend time on YouTube watching everybody else. Spend time here, man. Cause faith moves mountains. I'm trying to tell you. And if you don't have faith, that's because you ain't spending time listening to the Lord. Cause I'm gonna say this before I go. When you walk with the Lord every day, you start to talk like him. You start to be like him. You know what I'm saying? It's just like anybody else. Whoever you around daily, you going to start to talk like him. You going to pick up his lingo. You going to pick up his words. Your image is y'all almost going to look alike. You know how they say, like, some people be married, they look alike, they've been together so long. That's how it is with Christ, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's why it's easy to spot, too, that, man, as soon as you hear somebody be talking like, just a lack of faith, you be like, man, I don't have to be around you enough to know you don't spend a lot of time with the Lord like you're supposed to. You know what I mean? And I encourage everybody, man, get in your word. That's one thing, man. I be looking at these people on these channels. They don't encourage that. Like, this ain't the lifeblood. That ain't the overall message. Overall message, get here, get in that word, make the necessary sacrifice, man. We don't watch no TV. You know what I'm saying? Because whatever little window, I try to squeeze this in. I take out things in my life to fill it in with this. So when the devil come and try to, he see it's occupied. My temple is occupied. Don't get me wrong, I ain't perfect. You know what I'm saying? Still slip here and there. But for the most part, my temple is occupied, baby. He come, he could bring 7 of his boys, and I'm going to be waiting for him. You know what I'm saying? So faith is big. I was thinking about that this week. That's why he real big on faith. Because, hey, if you can't believe I could get you out that situation, how you going to believe anything written? Because it was crazy things happening in this book. Too many to name. Come on now. First of all, he created the universe with just a word. Then he created you out of dirt. Then, come on, man, he made the sun stand still. Moses took, what, 300 dudes and went to go get his lot? He fought 5 kings. 5 kings with only 300 dudes, and went and got Lot and all the people that was with him. Come on, man. From start to finish, crazy stuff was happening. So how you gonna say you believe the crazy stuff that was happening in this book, but you don't believe he can, whatever you're stressing about, whatever you're having a lack of faith about, that's small time compared to what was happening in this book. Come on, you can't possibly say that he raised Christ from the dead and Christ just disappeared and now he in heaven and then he reappeared and showed himself. So you mean tell me you believe that, but you don't believe whatever you're going through is taken care of? Come on, man. And there's only one person who gonna tell you that, and that's the devil. That's straight up. You're listening to the devil. If you lack faith, there's only one person that's going to tell you what God can't do, and that's the devil. So whenever you do have a lapse of your faith, you need to check yourself. You need to say, whoa, why was I afraid? You know what I'm saying? Nah, I gotta fix that. You know what I'm saying? It's like being a football player. I'm a cornerback. If I just got burnt for a touchdown, I'm like, whoa. I got to get back in my playbook. I got to get in the weight room harder. I can't let that happen again. You feel what I'm saying? Just like this walk, man. I'm talking about I could be driving. And if it looked like somebody about to cut in front of me and my stomach do a little whoop, dog, I get upset at myself because I'm like, yo, you know, God ain't gonna allow that to happen. God is in control. He controlling everything. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want to be afraid of that. I feel like I shouldn't even be afraid of that. So I'm taking advantage of every little opportunity, man. I'm going on 30 minutes again. Sorry about that, y'all. My message, man, always get in that word, man. Dig in it. Please him with that faith, man. You know what I'm saying? Ezra said, I was ashamed to ask him for soldiers because I already told him what my God can do. A lot of people be talking about, oh, my God is this, my God is that. Man, I was watching another brother channel. He talk about he in a low point, but at the same time, you going to tell me how powerful God is. You know what I'm saying? How you going to tell me how powerful your God is, but you at a low point because things ain't working out in your life the way you want it to work out? Like, come on, fam. Ezra said, I was ashamed to ask him because I already told him what my God can do. Come on, if y'all gonna talk it, y'all better bring it. You feel me? I love all y'all, man. Get in that word, man. Get that strength up, man. You feel me? Get full of that temple. Get the temple full of the spirit, man. So when the devil come through, you gonna already know what time it is. You feel me? Y'all be blessed. 30 minutes.